What is going on, you guys? Michael Elefante here. Today I'm going to review with you exactly how much money we made in the form of cash flow or relatively passive income through our Airbnb properties. Now, we currently have 3 properties that are up and running, and we have a 4th one that will be up and running in the next couple of days. This has been our best month ever on Airbnb. So what I want to do today is just break down in full transparency the number of days we had booked, the amount of revenue that we generated, and then talk about the expenses for each property, just the operational expenses and the principal and interest paid down on the loan. And that will give us our cash flow from each property. And then I'm going to take it one step further and talk about more of a long-term holistic outlook on owning and operating rental properties. So that will include the principal being paid down on the loan each month, which our guests are technically paying off for us, and also the anticipated or estimated appreciation, which is an unrealized gain. But I want to account for that just to show you guys the growth in the areas that we have properties currently, and that will give us our total estimated gain in wealth or net worth in the month of March of 2021. Now, if you guys find any value out of this video and the transparency that I do provide here on YouTube, please do me a favor, hit the like button below on this video. It helps promote it out to other people who may also find benefit from viewing it. And if you want to see similar content in the future, please subscribe and follow along. I hope that you guys will be back to see future content. Man, what a month it has been. We currently have 3 properties operational. We have 2 in Nashville and 1 in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, which is near the Smoky Mountain National Park. And we have a 4th property that is not included in the numbers today, but will be in the next cash flow report for the month of April. That property, we just finished up a very involved rehab, and we should have it listed in the next few days on Airbnb and VRBO, so we're super stoked about that. All right, so let's jump right in. The first property I'm going to talk to you guys about is one that you may have seen before if you follow me on any form of social media. It's called Butterfly B&B. It has big butterfly wings and a mural with Nashville written above it, and people love it. That is the primary reason we are able to be booked up at such a high occupancy rate and be booked so far out in advance, and people pay a premium to book this place because they create a memorable moment with the mural. It's interactive. They post it on social media to show all their friends how great of a time they're having. I think it's kind of a niche that we do with all of our properties to make them Instagrammable. So this property was booked 19 nights for the month of March, and the total revenue from those nights totaled $10,909.57. The operational expenses, so all costs to operate the property for this month, totaled $3,291.80. Now, principal and interest, which is our debt service on the loan for this property, totaled $2,258.42, which leaves us a cash flow of $5,359.35. So we're super encouraged by this. Travel is coming back, certainly to Nashville. It's nice to see a lot more tourism pick back up. Still not to normal levels yet. I'm expecting to see closer to normal travel levels, hopefully by summertime. So this leads us to property number 2, which is a 2-bedroom condo or townhouse, which is downtown Nashville, and that sleeps up to 8 people. Now this place is starting to perform better. We're starting to get more bookings and starting to see more midweek bookings as well, which is critical for this property to perform well. So for this property, we had 21 nights booked in the month of March, which gave us a revenue of $6,111.89. We had operational expenses totaling $2,682.53. Our principal interest paid on the loan this month was $1,667.20. And the cash flow ultimately was $1,762.16. Now this isn't bad for this property. I do expect this property to perform a little bit better, especially once we see some business travel come back and tourism come fully back to Nashville where we can charge normal rates again. We don't have quite as much of a wow factor here as we do in the other property with the butterfly wing mural, but nonetheless it's still cash flowing and we're getting principal pay down the loan, and it's in a great location in downtown. Now for the 3rd property, which has been our cash cow, March started to pick back up in a big way with a lot of spring break vacationers, a lot of families booking. We had 21 nights booked at this property, which totaled $14,553.77. So we had an operational expenses totaling $3,716.02, and principal and interest paid down on the loan was $2,053.72, leaving us a whopping cash flow of $8,784.03. Now, this is a very, very healthy month, but it may be hard to believe, but this property is going to produce some months in excess of $15,000 by itself in cash flow. So stay tuned for in the summer months, the fall, and then holiday season. The mountain cabins that we have, this one and the one we're about to list, are going to be absolute cash cows for us, and I'm so excited to share those future numbers when they do happen. So if we add up all the cash flows from these three properties, we get a total cash flow of $15,905.54. And I say passive income lightly because it does take some effort, certainly a ton of effort at the beginning to acquire the properties, furnish it how we want, set it up to make it attractive, and get all our systems and automation in place, set in stone. But after that, it really does not take much to manage the property. We automate a lot of the guest messaging, we automate the pricing changes, communication with cleaners, and things of that nature. There is some, still answering questions that guests have, either prior to coming or during their stay, which we do. Maybe takes 1 to 2 hours a week to manage these properties all together. So once they're set up, they are relatively passive. And we almost breached $16,000, and this is the highest cash flow we've had from these three properties ever. Now in months to come, you're gonna see us probably exceed $20,000 or even $25,000 per month in cash flow from 4 total properties. Now what makes investing in real estate so appealing to me is the growth in wealth over the long term. So outside of cash flow, while that sets us financially free, having more passive or residual income that exceeds our monthly living expenses or your desired lifestyle, we have principal being paid down on the loan. So you leverage money from the bank to acquire these properties, and each month, while we count the principal and interest as an expense each month to get our cash flow, the principal portion is actually ours to keep. That's our equity position in the property growing every month as we pay off the loan. The coolest part is the guests are technically paying it off for us. So for these three properties, we had $545.95 paid down on the Butterfly House. We had $499.90 of principal paid down on the downtown condo. And then we had $878.23 paid down on the mountain house. So that totals $1,924.08. Now, something else I like to account for, this is more icing on the cake because it's not a realized gain until you actually sell the property or do some type of refinance, whether it's a cash out refi or just do just a basic refinance on the loan. And that is appreciation or estimated appreciation. So I kind of do a baseline forecast, usually around 3%. It's probably more like 5 to 6% right now in both of these markets. So the estimated appreciation based on what I feel the value of the property is at currently. For the Butterfly House, we would gain right around $2,187.50. For the downtown condo, around $1,791.67. And the mountain house around $1,625, which gives us a total unrealized estimated, my best guess, gain in appreciation for this month alone between those three properties, $5,604.17. So now we're going to get the total net gain or estimated net gain in wealth. So we're going to add the cash flow, the principal paid down, and the estimated gain from appreciation. And so we're just going to take that $15,905.54, add the $1,924.08 of principal paid down, and then the estimated unrealized gain from appreciation around $5,604.17, gives us a total net gain in wealth for the month of $23,433.79. I'm still waiting for the gotcha or pinch me moment from these properties. They are producing such great returns, and travel is still not back to its peak. It's still going to take several months or maybe even several years for travel to truly come back, especially in cities like Nashville where people are still hesitant to travel. Not all things are fully open. Concerts, sporting events, things like that are at limited capacities. Now we are seeing a ton of things open up. Bars and restaurants are almost open at 100% capacity. And there's still lines out the door for a lot of the bars down on Broadway Street. Gatlinburg, we're getting a ton of travel, which is great. But this is why investing in real estate is so powerful, especially investing in short-term vacation rentals and listing on sites like Airbnb and VRBO. It is truly the fast path to financial freedom. I'm still so shocked every time I sit down with my wife and we just talk about where we are today compared to several years ago, even just 1 year ago. Now that we've scaled to a few different properties, we're about to have a fourth property. Our monthly cash flow is probably going to exceed $20,000 per month consistently. So that we're super excited about that. But I just say all that, and I'm super transparent about these numbers to show you guys that if we can do it, I truly believe that any of you guys watching can do it. If you guys have followed me on social media, you know that about 5 years ago, I worked at Dunkin' Donuts and she worked at Domino's, and we both had college degrees, and we were kind of figuring out what we wanted to do with our lives. We started to work our way up in the corporate ladder and realized that trading time for money was very limited, and it wasn't something that we wanted to do forever. So we started to save up a bunch of money, side hustle on the weekends and evenings, save up all that money, put that together, and invest in our first rental property. Now, there are ways to get started with little to no money. You guys can check back some of my older videos. You can do rental arbitrage, so you can rent a place on a lease agreement, get approval from the landlord to rent it out on Airbnb in your own time, so you only have to pay for whatever costs are associated with the lease, and then to furnish it. And then whatever revenue that you guys bring in through your bookings in Airbnb, minus all your expenses and your rent payment every month, is your cash flow. So it's a pure cash flow play, but it's a terrific way to get started nonetheless. And then if you have no money, but you have the hustle, the grit, the determination, you can do things like wholesaling or do co-hosting on Airbnb. So co-hosting is when you actually host and manage somebody else's property and you get paid, let's say 10 to 20% of the revenue that property generates. So it takes no money out of your own pocket, just a lot of networking, grit, determination, and hard work. But there are people out there that have scaled to multiple properties as a co-host and certainly done multiple deals wholesaling. So you can start ramping up the cash flow that you guys get from your work and then use that money to fund future buy and hold investments. So I hope you guys got a ton of value out of this video. Again, I show you these numbers not to come on here just to tell you guys how much money we're making on Airbnb, but I want to be fully transparent to share this knowledge and share some success and hopefully motivate and encourage all of you guys who have interest in this type of thing to dive headfirst and just learn as much as you can and just go get it. If we can do it, you guys can too. So if you got any value, please do me a favor, hit the like button below, drop your comments below. All of that stuff helps with the YouTube algorithm and promoting this content out to other people who may find benefit from it. And again, subscribe and follow along. If you guys aren't already, what are you waiting for? I appreciate all the support from you guys, and I hope to see you guys again here in a couple days. Thanks.